Hey guys, so today we're going to be looking at a few things you can do as a landowner to not get scammed. There are a lot of shady people in the forestry industry, and I created this channel to try and begin to shift the way people view forestry and logging. And I just want to help you guys figure out, just understand ways that you can be more careful and not be taken advantage of as easily. I've been in this industry for going on 10 years now. Our family's been in it for over 30 years, and we've seen a lot of people being taken advantage of by other companies, and I honestly, it drives me crazy what I see going on. And so I created this channel for you guys. I want to help you guys understand what's actually going on, why people are doing what they do, how the industry works, and what you should be doing as a landowner. So we're just going to get right into it. The very first thing that I recommend you guys doing before you call anybody is actually going out and walking your property. Most guys will just call somebody up and ask them to do everything for you, and while that's their job, you also then don't know actually what you have in your woods. So when they suggest doing an 18-inch cut, that's just what you assume is best. That's not nearly always the case. So I always recommend going through, just walking your property, and even if you don't know what species are, what's what, going through and just trying to get a rough idea. Just start counting some trees and measuring some trees. If you have a lot of trees that are 17, 16, 15, 14, 20 inches even at the base, that's going to look a lot differently than somebody that, if you go through and you're measuring a lot of like 25 plus 30, 40-inch trees, that's just going to give you a good rough idea of what to look for when you're going through. If you are going in and measuring a lot of 40, 20, 30-inch trees, and somebody suggests doing an 18-inch cut, there will be nothing left when it's done. Whereas if you measure a lot of 14, 17, 16, 18, 20-inch trees, and somebody recommends doing an 18-inch cut, that's going to be much more realistic than somebody that, like I previously mentioned. Next thing I recommend doing is actually educating yourself some. You have the internet, you have resources at your disposal, use them. Go out and learn what species of trees you have on your property. Try and find out the value of some of these trees. Now most mills, if you call them up, aren't going to want to tell you exactly what a tree's worth, but just looking around and just talking to some people, if you have neighbors that have had their trees cut out, getting an idea of what they got for their timber, and just trying to do some of your own research is going to be set yourself a lot further ahead than most people going into this. You're not going to be taken advantage of nearly as easy as somebody that hasn't walked their woods, don't know what they want to do for their property, and just has somebody come in and just like, here, do what you want to do with the property. Don't ever do that. Always be prepared and educate yourself on what you should and what you want to do with your property going forward. Another thing that's going to help you not being taken advantage of is always use a contract. Now, there's not a lot of guys that are going to do it without using a contract. That protects the mill and the consultant themselves, but there are a few guys out there, and if they are not initiating using a contract, run away from these guys. They will take everything you have and will not use you well at all. Always use a contract that's going to protect you, and it's also going to protect them. And just clearly state what you want in the contract. If it does not show what you want in there, just actually read the thing. If it's not stated what you actually want to happen, have them change that. But this is pretty obvious, but sometimes overlooked thing. Always make sure you use a contract. Another thing I recommend doing, if you can, go around and look at other forestry jobs. Now, if you're living in Ohio, Indiana, Pennsylvania, I'm sure there's somewhere that you've seen some logging going on, and even maybe some of your neighbors have had their timber cut out. Just go and, if you can, get permission to like, hey, what was your experience? Ask them what their experience was like, how, who they dealt with, what happened, if they have any, recommendations on what to do and what not to do. And actually, if you can, walk through the woods and just kind of get a feel for what it can look like. And if you can find some properties that, you can see what an 18-inch diameter cut looks like or what a select cut looks like. That'll give you a great idea of what you actually want to do with your property when you're determining what goals you have. So that's it for this video, guys. I know it was pretty general and I hope it helped you in some way. I'm hoping to go a little bit more in depth on a lot of these things going forward, and even looking at some of the goals that you would want to be setting for your property and the different situations that you might run into. So if you found any help from this video, leave a like, hit the subscribe button, and if you have any questions, please comment below. Thanks, guys.